finally got through 19,000 in the opening range. So once over the range, now that we have the opening range set, we've broken back under it, which increases the odds of a down afternoon. So coming off here, large aggressive red candles, 54.44, dropping back over. SPX is currently 54.20. And then coming back aggressively, dropping right now. Looking for now about 18,870 on NASDAQ breaking lower, now that we've taken out those prior pivots. On NASDAQ, on Bookmap here, all liquidity is lower on the macro scale, and 5,400 is now the next test. Large red candles coming over. All right, let me get the YouTube link going here. Large red engulfing candles right at the top of the hour. Oil is still breaking lower. Large red engulfings on them. Keep an eye there. 19,920, 930 on NASDAQ going lower. And there's the Bookmap YouTube video. Thanks, Dan, if you're listening. Appreciate it. RTY got smoked. Dow's coming over. XLF rollover. That looks like a little bit more of a correlated move across the market than other items. And this time, VIX rocketed. So today, the overall theme is bonds are very strong, yields are very weak, which shows back to the kind of rotation aspect of what we saw last week. We kind of decoupled from that for a few days, but now it is back to it. So, downtrend because worry on inflation? No, I think they're just rolling calls and taking a little profit off. Will we erase yesterday's green? I hope so. That would be a fantastic day if we erased yesterday's green. That would make for some great trading if that were to happen. And it would further bolster my thesis of what I'm looking for going into next week. We'll see, though. 1 second. I got to mute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, we have a little bit of red coming off here. 18,963. Now we have officially set the morning range so we can start to play that with confidence. We're below the morning range currently. We've got the VIX popping back up to 1736 after fully mean reverting last week's move. Why switch the stream? Haven't been here in a while. I am streaming on Bookmap this morning, so I had to link up with their YouTube channel. Do I hold any crypto? I don't. I've bought some crypto before, but I do not hold it currently. I am unsure what to think about that stuff. Part of me wants to do it, and part of me wants to avoid it completely. Hmm. Just reading a couple of data points here. Still looking for any major thesis. The big change I'm seeing on the old map here is look what they're doing with liquidity. You see them shifting down and bolstering the positions down at 54.03, 54.10. We have a couple of small icebergs on the book. I wish we had some major icebergs so I could really start to gain some true confidence. But right now it's simply just playing my thesis of rolling down little by little. I don't have permission to join the Discord, so I'm on YouTube. Did you go to the verification channel? So if you are, they have recently implemented a verification requirement on Bookmap in order to listen to the Bookmap stream. It's very quick. It only takes a couple of seconds. I put it in the channel. Click that if you'd like to do that. Is 5250 still on? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I do think it will be filled eventually. $54.47. Nice little bounce back up. So that appeared to be a liquidity grab. Large red engulfing followed by an immediate reversal. Has all the signs of a liquidity grab. You push lower, you get everyone nice and short, and then they bounce it. Yeah, it only takes a second, Kennedy. Get it done, buddy. So we got 425 iceberg here up to 94, filling those babies. I've already taken my main trade today, the NASDAQ short down, which I've been stopped out on. And right now, I'm just trying to look for signs to enter my next position overnight. We do have a pretty decent amount of put selling hitting the tape here. And I still have 5450s being purchased on the LSPX. Not many, but it's there. It was not right for continuation, but I put my profit stop above my daily goal, and it triggered. Yesterday was terrible because I didn't follow my rules and I lost 5x my daily goal for a max loss. I will not do that today. I have 2 accounts above my daily goal. I have 3 trades on each account, and it's time to say happy hunting. Close it down, buddy. Close it down. Yep, thanks, Steven. I had to reset the key. I apologize. Thanks for letting me know. I should live stream me using a skid steer this weekend for the first time. Watch me jack stuff up. It's going to be fun. It's like a kid. Well, so take a look at oil. Oil have put on some pretty aggressive candles right there, still maintaining the downtrend. Overall, I could see oil retracing back down to possibly 77 short term and then into the 74s medium term. So keep an eye there. CL is the ticker if you want to trade a little bit of oil, or you could trade a couple of the ETFs. You could also trade MCL for the micros. RTY is still top wicking, not able to catch a bid, and their target most likely is prior day's low of about 2075. They are in danger of wiping out yesterday's move, which wasn't nearly as strong as the S&P. Accounts are closed and shut down. Keep it that way, math. Keep it that way. I'll be releasing a podcast episode this week about the addiction of trading and its effects on your life. It's something that you have to deal with and come to terms with, and how aggressive it is. The worst part about the addiction to trading, though, is that the casino is in your house. It's on your phone. You don't have to go to Atlantic City or Las Vegas or Tulsa. It's hard to do it. The only thing I can do is paper trade. Good math. Keep it up. Good idea. 2085. Still top wicking on the Russell. What would be the options equivalent for oil futures USO? Yeah, there's a couple of different ways you could play it, but USO is one of them. All right, got a little green bounce back here. Still waiting for a good follow-on move. Overall, the liquidity on Bookmap is pretty light. They are stacking 5,400 here, adding managed liquidity, which is one of the parameters I like to see for a directional move. But I'd like to see a little bit more until then. I'm not really willing to chase any kind of downside from here until I see the signs start to give me confidence. That volume on the 5-minute 10:30 candle was an anomaly. Instant reversal back into the spread of the candle. Yep. USO is probably the best you're going to get, but the spreads are kind of suck. Still make good plays on them before I got futures. You'll run into getting decent fills. Yeah. The only time I ever played USO was the recovery from coronavirus. Other than that, it's not something I ever ventured into. Trading 3 MES. Yeah, they're whipsawing back and forth, so I'm still kind of just hanging out here waiting for the next follow-on move. My play today, hopefully, is getting into a swing position. What do you need to see today to give you confidence to enter a swing position? Not if we recover and put in another high of the day and take out high of the day, then I'm not going to do it just yet. I'll just wait till probably Thursday or Friday. So if they keep putting in the highs and taking out prior areas, then that just tells us there's way too much buying left on the tape. I'll know this afternoon. Most wouldn't be addicted if the markets wasn't so manipulated. Well, yeah, I think the problem with a lot of retail trading is that they get so wrapped up in trading every candle because they're scalping and only scalpers. They don't really zoom out and see the big picture that they get FOMO 24/7. They can't have dinner with their families without checking their phones, or go to a kids event without checking their charts, or sleep without feeling like they're missing moves. When honestly, if you play from a swing trading perspective, you don't have to worry about that. Just put on a position, and take your hands off. 54, 56. Coming up to 19,100. Green coming back up, so that reversal candle, beautiful. All the way back up. Oil is still holding down. ES just put on a bit of a 20-point bounce almost. NASDAQ is back up for a 100-point reversal. NVIDIA is climbing up there too, and we have put selling, aggressive put selling. Look at the difference between this morning's action on the flow and right now's action. It just switched into heavy put selling. See that? It was increasing put buying the entire morning. Now they're closing out puts. All the morning puts are getting closed, and we recover. So now I'm watching the calls. If the calls begin to recover, that's when we're probably going to go back up and take out that high. And I'm still seeing 5450s being purchased on SPX. I apologize for all the dad noises. I'm fighting a bit of a chest cold. The 1903. Here comes across. Yep, possibly. All right here. 19,100 liquidity to the upside here, ES. Still has all these icebergs on the tape. Otherwise, I'm not really looking at chasing very much here until I start to see something. We have just filled back that red candle on ES back up. VIX is still rolling off 1711 for another red day. It is now down 5.4%. It is absolutely liquidating everything down into the 1583. Golly, what a crazy move. We're still glued to the trend line, just heading higher. Every little move is grinding right on top of that trend line. We have NASDAQ coming back up there. NASDAQ. Limit. Just getting my contracts ready here. Here comes the call buying starting to pick up a little bit. But predominantly here, this is just closing out puts, the morning puts. little bit of recovery from that. Zero DTE options, baby. That's how the market shifts. It's a fun new environment. It's a whole new world. ES 30-minute bottom wicks are decreasing volume. $19,048. We just bottom wicked right off the trend line on NASDAQ, which is twice now they've used that in the past 24 hours. And heading back up here, that was a nice aggressive 130 point, 120 point bounce. And looks like they're going to try to at least recapture the resistance test at 0.7. VIX is getting pummeled here, so still rolling the VIX over, which is still going to be a tailwind for the markets. And up we go. Right on back up. Happens quick. The orders that you are preparing. Yeah, right now I'm bringing up some futures on my account, my IBKR. $0.62 and climbing. Still going. We just fill in this first iceberg, or the first one. We have another one up here at 66, still tailwind here. We still have 54.50 call buying, bringing the market back up, which will put us another 13 points higher. NVIDIA, who got destroyed this morning, is bouncing back up, and now they're really rolling the VIX. So, last kicker here for a new high would be bonds rolling off. Right now, I'm just playing this as a range day for now until otherwise noted. Not necessarily a break back out. If they did, like I said, if they close the day with a new high in, without, again, rejecting it back over in the afternoon, then I would delay any kind of put thesis until tomorrow. My corn did terrible this year. Terrible. Worst I've ever done corn. Order pancakes. 04, 05. Still hanging out right here. We have a little bit of red on NVIDIA. A little bit of red on NVIDIA. No, I'm hungry. All right, let me show you this. One sec. So if you look on my volume analysis chart here, we have multiple POCs in the 4-hour chart between 5,500 and 5465 on ES. So that little 35, 40 point range on ES is a macro supply area for this whole chart. We quickly breached below it on that big sell-off on August 1st, and now we've come right on back to it, and we're facing our first resistance here. Right at the bottom of 54.65 is the first resistance to face, getting into all that volume, because now we have volume resistance, volume-based resistance at this area, which is participation. Market participation is right in the 54.65 area. And once this clears, if it does, then most likely it'll be 55.93, which is precisely why if we start putting in another high, I do not want to take any kind of downside thesis. I need to see a little bit of rejection off of this or for some rollover profit taking to bolster that thesis. Otherwise, it's just onward and upward into 55.90, which is the imbalance. That's the whole target for the S&P here, to fill that imbalance at about 55.90. NASDAQ is strong right here, coming back up. Nice little move, 19.070. Can you define volume-based resistance? Yeah, so you've got price action that rejects and pivots and bounces, and that's where people like to plot levels, myself included, to determine where the market is participating in. Now, to further bolster that with VPA, if there's a lot of volume associated with those wicks and rejections and bounces, then you've got a lot of volume participation in that market. So you've got a whole bunch of players sticking at that price, which is what I call volume-based resistance. So we have a lot of resistance here that's got a whole bunch of high volume pivots. That tells me that is a probable area where we're going to at least reject or consolidate at for us to make another determination. Man, look at this bounce. Crazy. Am I holding on to a put? No, I'm not in any puts. ES back up 54.60. That was a 20-point bounce on ES. NASDAQ's back up. Should have held my long, grab NASDAQ at the start of the bounce, but we can't. That's okay. There's plenty of momentum there. VIX is still rolling off hard. Apple about to put another high in. So the momentum is definitely up here. We still have call buying here too. And once that crosses over, we'll probably attack high of the day here. We're about to get the crossover where call buying is going to exceed put selling, which will really start to drive back up here. But still buying 54.50 SPXs, and NVIDIA put buying has drastically reduced. We are smack dab in the middle of the morning range here, so we've recouped about half of that loss on NASDAQ. And we have all these icebergs up here, so I'd expect probably 54.70 on ES to the upside. $19.07. 54.62 up to 54.70. Still going on NASDAQ here. Back up. VIX is still rolling off here. So the main change was the VIX just got liquidated under 17.5, down to now 1680. So still tailwind effect on the market here as they continue to roll off premiums into the upper 1580s, probably 1570s. Going to next week's Jackson Hole. And here comes ES back up to 54.70 on this move right there. So NASDAQ is going here to 1980. and climbing. Back up. And there's NASDAQ still on a clear upward flow with NVIDIA and Apple going to new highs into at least 113. And then, of course, if they take out high of the day, that's all she wrote. $54.70 here, ES, liquidity, and iceberg. Still going, 1908, coming up. I'll take this all day long, baby. Power time's working overtime the past few weeks. Yeah. 4 hours beautiful right now. Yeah. Huge bottom looks on the 30, 15, 60. All those back up. 1908. Once it clears this, I'll be looking for 110 in the yes. 54.70. Beyond 54.70, I don't know. I need a little bit of data to tell me we're going to get beyond 54.70 because I don't have any additional managed liquidity above 54.70 or icebergs. So 54.70 and then we'll go from there. Other than that, I don't know. Just playing back and forth in the range. Should have logged that bounce right off my trend line. Yep, right on it. That's the second time they bounced off that trend too in the past 2 days. Amazon may be a good play if we go up, possibly. Let me go take a look at Amazon's chart. Amazon's not feeling the bounce love here just yet. So they have a lot of resistance here in the 169.80, 170 area. And they would have to recapture that, and that would be a quick trip up to 176 once they gather. But first, we got to take out highs today here and hold for me to jump on that thesis right now. How do you make your support and resistance lines look so nice? I've got these awful blue lines all over my chart. I use the SR indicator that was created by our prior mod, blah blah blah. So I used this indicator right here. I'll post it for you on TradingView. So what I do, I go into the stream analysis tab and use the levels that I post and just copy them. I paste it in the settings of that indicator, and that's it. Nice and neat. Lemons, easy peasy lemon squeezy on the chart. You're welcome. Good questions. Been one of that for a while. It's all right. It just saves me a lot of time, a lot of convenience factor in that. Could you paste here the SRS indicator? I can't post it, but if you look on YouTube here and go down to indicators, right there, you will see support resistance lines by blah blah blah. That's the one you want to use. Do you still see liquidity building lower on Bookmap? From a macro perspective, yes, I see a lot of building below on Bookmap. We still have 52.50, 52.25, and we even have this ladder down here in the 5100s. A little bit 55, 53.50, but that could be a Jackson Hole thing, which is next week. So we have a lot going on. The next couple of weeks, we're going to have non-farm payroll. We're going to have Jackson Hole, FOMC, not to mention any other shenanigans that the world wants to throw at us. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here in the next couple of weeks. And that's why I think the VIX is going to pop up. I think they are intentionally vol crushing this market. It's one of my theses that that the VIX, I know manipulated, we use that word a lot, but I think the short-dated options flow is being heavily influenced by the fact that they're vol crushing everything. The fact that VIX spiked 66 down to now in the 17s, 16s, that's intentional to a vast degree. That's happening on a scale that we've never seen before. This happening this fast. So I think they're just going to cycle the VIX, which is my original thesis back in July. They're going to cycle the VIX up and down to kind of churn and burn premiums, getting ready for the big move post at the rate cut cycle on September 18th. So we saw VIX go up to 66, back down now 16. We saw the premiums get absolutely jacked. You were paying at one point like $4,000 for an at-the-money contract on SPX, 0 DTE. And now we're seeing it come back off before the next spike. And that's all because of the basis of premium writing with the 0 DTE options. We are cattle. Meh. $54.64. We have NASDAQ still coming up here, 1980. And with that little red candle on the 5-minute back up, I'd expect 54.70 on ES here. You're welcome, Yi. Still slow burning up here. Adobe's Trading View. There you go. Still coming 1980. We have 54.64. And I still think all this is going to get filled up to 54.70 on this move. Just slow. I know some people in here, I think Damien, somebody did, they created that indicator for TOS, or Tasty Trade, or Tasty Wheat, or Tasty something. I don't know. One of those. How do we know what Tasty Wheat tastes like? Y'all see today that Elon posted that on, what's that movie? The Matrix? Where the Oracle makes him accept a cookie before he does anything. Kind of like real programming at a computer. Will you accept the cookies? Never caught that before. That was interesting. Still pinging back and forth here. 5464 trying to grab 5470. Who is the author of the support resistance gator? Blah blah blah. He was a prior mod, no longer moderator. Cookies. Love cookies. Made a s'mores last weekend with a Reese's cup. Y'all ever done that before? Man, that takes it up a notch. That's some gourmet stuff right there. Gigantic marshmallow freshly roasted over a fire with a Reese's. Oh. Man, it's good. VIX is still rolling off 1670, so tailwind, baby. Tailwind. Put selling right now and about to pick up. They haven't even started hitting calls yet. We have a little call buying at 5470, but they haven't even started hitting the calls yet. So this is all put selling right now. Look at the volume on the indexes. The indexes, the volume completely dropped off here. Liquidity on book is very light, so we don't have a lot of organic smash in the bid like yesterday. Yesterday we had a phenomenal amount of call buying. Today, none. It's just closing out positions. We're seeing the VIX roll. We're seeing a little bit of anemic volume here on this buy-up. We're seeing just a little bit upward flow into 5470. So, don't go chasing the long until there. Just like we weren't chasing the short to the downside, don't chase the long. This is most likely going to be a range day today. Most likely. So be careful chasing the breakout. Turn that chemical sugar on. Oh, yeah. Discovered that one a few years ago. Never went back to just a Hershey's bar. It's hard to go back to that, man. In my opinion, Reese's cup is a perfect candy. It's delicious. Apple broken out and just absolutely flying right now. Gotta love it, baby. Gotta love it. Look at Apple's daily chart from going back till Monday. Every day it's been this strong gap ups every day. From 196 to now 222. 5465. I do think 5470 is coming on ES. Here's 1990 on NASDAQ. I didn't elect to play ES. ES is too slow. I'm just popping in and out of some NASDAQs. I've closed down my top step. That's done. This morning's trade. And just focusing on IBKR now. But still, not really anything until I get the swing trade going. 36% of Americans plan to go into debt to travel for summer. Well, 36% of Americans are idiots. Consumer debt is financial cancer. Don't do it. That goes for you, Robert, going to college. You go to college campuses, you'll have credit cards with tables all over the campus trying to get you to sign up for credit cards. I will, Free Nick. Don't do it. All for a t-shirt and a water bottle. Yeah, tell me about it. It's exactly right, too. In the moment, was there a reason you thought the 1030 candle was a reversal versus the 1010 candle? Volume was higher on the 1010 candle. Is there a way to know? Well, to me on my chart, 1030 was a higher volume on ES. I'm not looking at SPY, so I'd have to look. But on ES, 1010 was a bigger candle. NQ was lower. Ah, yeah, you are correct about that. However, even without volume, when I see a big dump like that, that immediately the algorithm shift on the 5 minute and then immediately go green, which is what happened. We had the big red candle at 10:30, and then immediately at 10:35 went green. So when you have that algorithm shift that immediately changes the next candle, I'm a little wary of that. Not to mention we completely recovered the entire V. So to me, that reeks of a liquidity grab. The large red engulfing to put in a new low beyond prior support, grab all that liquidity, all those fishy on me's that are sitting below that prior resistance, and then bam, hits. Or sorry, support hits, and then that screams liquidity grab. That right there is a selling climb, or I'm sorry, a buying climax on the 5 minute chart. Usually we look for that on the daily, but that's what happens on the 5 minute. Listen to you say don't do it as my finger hovered over the buy button on some outside the money's calls, and I didn't. Well, I wouldn't be chasing the highs here in for a swing just yet. Here comes 5470, iceberg and liquidity on an old book map. And they're about to cross over lower. Man, the VA is blowing me up, dude. Blowing me up. Liquidity up to 5490, 5500. Yep, a little bit. Here comes 5470 on ES. Apple's going. VIX is just absolutely getting killed. Complete tailwind for the market. Finally got a VA. What do you mean? Wish they would give me an answer. Been over 4 months now waiting on the VA. Yeah, I've got like 6 calls from them in the past 2 days. $54.67. Alrighty. Thought you said your VA. Oh no, the Department of VA, Veterans Affairs. $54.70 here. 1671. 54.70 not only is liquidity on Bookmap, but it's also the morning high. So I would not chase a long up into that. I would play long into it, but now I would not chase it through it. RTY still holding on here, but not really going anywhere. Dow put a new high of the day in, rejecting their macro, and CL is still plummeting down here to 77.21. could read children's books. There you go. Stop is currently at 59, and I'm just writing it on Audible. I'm trying to get Anna Colling to let me do her audio, but I'm gonna have to be more patient with 4-hour setups. This move has been incredible. I paper long 54.48. 54.65 here, just kind of creeping back up. I've got 5 more minutes until this stream ends, but I do think still we're going to get through this and get to 54.70. It's all about following liquidity here, and right now it's all about 54.70. That will take us into the high of the day. Thoughts on Delta? Options premium buying higher is better, but more money, sweet spot. Well, you know, if you're talking in terms of probability, the layman's definition of delta in the option chain is a probability the position goes in the money. So the higher the delta theoretically means that you have a pretty good chance that it's going to go in the money or make you money, considering the fact that higher delta premiums are usually in the money already. So it really depends. I don't choose positions strictly based off delta. I hedge my portfolio based on delta. So I go things slightly different than some people. So to me, a delta, the data variable of delta is a hedging parameter for me. I'm able to quickly hedge my position, hedge my portfolio based on my positioning on the deltas. So in terms of choosing a position, I'm more of a technical trader on actually selecting which contract I'm going to choose. Here comes 54.70. If only I would do this when I actually trade. I'm doing minis on this paper account because of the size. Good night. If I can get there. Yeah, why is it? What's the main difference between paper trading and real trading? It's your head, your mind. Everything still works exactly the same, save maybe a little bit of slippage, but it's all your head. That's why you can make a ton of money trading paper and you get destroyed trading your real account because you have to get out of your own way. If you could start trading your real account like a paper account, you'll probably make a lot of money because you're not going to be a jabroni and stop out of positions. You're going to do less. You're going to let the position do what you think. You're simply just not going to care. So can you get to the same level of not caring on your real account that you do on your paper account? It's like that dude someone posted yesterday or the day before that a guy made money by just randomly taking entries. No analysis, just randomly hit short or long and holding it. Because the less you do, the more money you're going to make with trading. That's why scalping is so inherently difficult, because we want to try to trade every single little candle instead of just playing the upward trend. So here comes 54.70. No, it's not crazy strong buyers yet. It's just closing out puts right now. They're liquidating the puts from this morning, which is causing a tailwind here. VIX is getting rolled. So there's not a lot of volume here. These are very low volume moves. There's not a lot of call buying. If there's actually no call buying right now, aside from one or two different strikes. So this isn't strong buying. It's just tailwind close out the position. It changes the hedging parameters of the underlying institutions, and it causes buying in the S&P instead of selling. It's just a reversal of yesterday. It's all 54.50 calls, exactly. So once volume hits, then it'll be strong buying here. If we clear out the high of the day and they have that pull away volume, you get that huge whoa candle, then off to the races, baby. Watch the 54.70 pivot. That's my first target right here. First target. I made $10,000 in a week paper trading on my phone on the NAS Amy Mini by trading 4 contracts at a time. Well, that'll do it. United States forces have destroyed 2 Iran vessels in the Red Sea. Here comes the green at 54.70. And here comes the final iceberg on the tape right at 11:30, is which time I have to hop off here. That's the end of the stream. 54.70 right there, Yahtzee. I would not be chasing long above this area here. And be prepared for a little bit of top wick. I'm going to do the same and roll up mine. So, appreciate y'all hanging out. I know it was a little bit of a slower grind, but we still played to the top side liquidity, the top side iceberg on bookmap here to 54.70. Look at the CVD. The CVD spiked from red into positive and now skyrocketed to even more positive. So, there you go. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Any questions, if you're new to the channel, hit me up. I'll be happy to answer them as much as I can. If not, I'll see you all next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Time. Hope you all have a fantastic day. I'm out. See you.